Oh, look at this face. My big, strong bull of a boy.
I always knew that we wanted to do a backstory of Oz to better understand who he is as a man now. I thought Oz should have two brothers who passed away, and that all of the love that his mother Frances had for all three then went into one child.
Part of this drive for who he is stems to a trauma that he's always explained came from the loss of his brothers. But then you come to understand that this was a story of his own creation, and really his desire to have his mother all for himself.
He loves his brothers, but he loves his mom way more.
I think he probably all his life feels a little bit broken, and so he's constantly looking for his mother's approval and her love. I think he's seen very up close and personal how his mother has toiled to provide for him and his brothers and wants to give her a better life.
Rain's coming, we gotta get inside.
And so the boys go down into the tunnels to play flashlight tag.
Ozzy, you're it first. Hey, I can hear you down there.
In his mind, they go down the ladder into a deeper part of the tunnel because they know it's hard for him to get down there. That's not true, but that's what he thinks because he personalizes things.
Hey, Oz, you okay?
Screw you guys!
I'm sorry, Oz.
And this is reflective of what we see from Oz in 101 with Alberto. Alberto demeans him, and Oz impulsively shoots him. What we reveal in 7 is there's a similar situation.
Have fun getting out!
As the water begins to rise and he knows the rain's coming down and he has every opportunity to stop it, he lets that impulsive act become permanent.
Please let us out, please.
We're trapped down here!
It's not that he actively kills his brothers. It's that he actively does nothing to stop it.
Where are your brothers?
They went to the movies.
Why didn't you go?
I wanted to be with you. When he's finally wrapped up and they're, sitting on the couch watching a movie together with no brothers taking the affection that he loves and wants and needs. The life that he's always dreamt of is finally his,
In Top Hat, when Fred Astaire's play acting, shooting with the machine gun and killing all his co-dancers, Oz raises an eyebrow like, ooh, I like this. And I just thought that was a very nice juxtaposition of what was going on. And we really wanted to drive home that he was clearly making this decision.
It is really sad and pretty twisted, if you ask me, but I think that's the moment he starts rising into the villain that he is in present day. But I think that he does feel a bit of guilt, and he's like, this is my purpose. I need to take care of my mom for what I've done to make it up.
And so key to who he is this deep emotional pact with his mother.
And that, more than anything, is the thing that compels him to move through the world with the single-mindedness that he moves through the world with.
You deserve the best thing. I'm gonna get it for you.
Frances Cobb. That's your name, right?
The scene between Sophia and Frances when they first meet kind of felt like a boxing match.
A thing that I hadn't really expected was how delighted part of Frances is by this ferocious animal that is Sophia. But she's also not going to give her 1 inch.
The two of them evolving to sitting across from each other, which causes Frances to have one of her episodes, worked out really nicely and felt super organic.
I wanted to do something different with Frances, so I started to think about dementia in general, or Alzheimer's. And then I did more research and learned about Lewy body dementia, which is a very particular kind. It is misdiagnosed as Parkinson's often because people have tremors. It's a strange disease because you can be totally with it 1 minute and then the next, just forgetful, and you also have hallucinations.
You should be scouring the streets, for Christ's sake. That's your job, ain't it?
I think Sophia's really interesting in that she toggles between sympathy, curiosity, sadism. You kind of on your heels with like, what is she up to?
Yeah, you get the fuck away from me.
When she goes in to talk to Gia, one of the interesting things is that as a set, we rebuilt Arkham to be that space. So subconsciously, you might have felt like you were in the same space, and it was definitely supposed to mimic Arkham.
There's a lot that this show explores with like family cycles. Sophia turns Gia into Sophia.
Did you kill them? My mom and my dad?
She's lying to Gia.
And then there's the moment where she realizes Gia has been cutting herself and that everything that she's doing, she was done to as well. And that she has to give Gia the truth.
Everyone in our family deserved it. In Sophia's mind and heart, she's doing the right thing. She really believes, I'm giving you a better life than this family ever could have, and you can start fresh.
From her conversations with Gia and her conversations with Francis, she starts to realize that she has been playing the same game her father has wanted from her.
He put me in an institution, and the second I got out, I walked right into another one.
Getting rid of this and shedding her skin of all of these people and all of this trauma is actually the healthier thing for her.
I want to be free. And I want Oz to feel pain. Real pain.
The rug gets pulled out from under him.
Filthy piece of shit!
We wanted it to feel real rough, super violent. And Sal is backlit and just looks so fucking vicious with that light coming through his blonde hair.
Listen up, everybody. Oswald Cobb is no longer in charge.
The tunnels, it's his past and his present coming together. This is the place where his brothers died. And yet he has no problem setting up shop there. It's somehow the safety of that past and everything he's experienced is where he chooses his hideout to be.
This place is filthy.
It's Oz's turf. He knows he can survive and he knows he can resist. So he's nodding to various of his people.
The violence is quick and decisive. All he wants is Oz head on a plate.
No. The fuck?
Sal's death was very unexpected, and Oz's reaction was unexpected.
You were supposed to destroy me, Sal. You know, show me what a big man you are, what a fucking big man you are.
You know, it's like young Oz, that same energy. Then he gets so upset that he shoots the dead body. He definitely was truly disappointed that he wasn't making him take his last breath.
It's kind of the perfect end, I have to say. Sal is all emotion and all heart, and eventually his heart bursts from rage and loss.
Oz's discovery and the misdirect of him thinking that that's his mother under the coat in the back of the car, that moment, and Oz's face before he pulls that over, what he thinks he's going to see. That was one of the more difficult sequences to do. There's something about Colin when he's in a scene that is so fantastic. You don't want to say cut because it's just so believable. He gets his hands scratched on the rocks. He lets his knees get scratched up on the rubble, and then he crawls up into the light. He probably relishes because it makes him act better. That's the kind of actor he is. That's why he's a movie star.